This is getting old.
You tired of podcasting?
A little bit.
Everybody's phone's off of vibrate.
Why do they have to be off of vibrate?
If we want to know if you get a call, you have to take it on the pod.
No.
Are you just being a or are you really tired of podcasts? Good.
Good.
Thank God.
I'm tired of it.
You're the only reason I come here on Sundays, so I can look at your majestic beard.
It's nice, isn't
It is.
Hey,
I'm getting jealous.
I'm sitting right here.
It doesn't grow forever, and then out of nowhere, it grows so much.
Yeah, but I don't see y'all's all the time. I stare at his every
It's the
Sunday.
sun.
It's beautiful. And theirs aren't that great.
It used to be. It was really good.
He can have a good
but then
beard.
he shaved it off.
Pat could have a real nice beard.
I'm tired of
See,
y'all.
I think
y'all,
I have the best beard.
You know y'all have good beards.
Evan, you're still
'cause
like a
they're
homeless
light,
Amish
but
man.
They're still like...
Grows in.
Bobby G blessed us with an intro.
I'm so excited.
Drop it.
Are you?
Yeah,
First
because I'm
take.
about to critique.
First take.
I'm proud of you. I don't believe it, but I'm proud of you.
I'm not
Rexo.
gonna. I wouldn't lie for him. He did it first take.
Really?
I mean, you might see why in a second, but
Yeah. Did he do the whole intro by himself?
yeah.
Is it 4
take.
bars?
It's not a 4. It's not a common set of.
No, it is not. I got to a point and I was like,
Is it just a random set of bars?
Yeah,
Pretty
ends.
much.
He ends before it.
Is this a...
I'm not a rapper though. I do
I'm
my
not.
best.
Look how professional I am. I'm got the speakers blasting. Here we go.
It's episode 7, it sound like heaven. We just peasants bringing you some podcast presents. Divine essence and ET's present. Rexo, Kwozo from outside the ozone. Oh no, what do we know? Well, Pat got the facts and he always got our backs. Deputy Dave might catch some flack, but he's okay. Saving the day if we're your fave. Tell us whether we should weather through any weather. How to do better, get out your feather. Write us a letter, send it to the place that we hail. RTB pod at Gmail. That's a wrap.
It is a wrap. Hey, I'm never going to hate. I was like gearing up to hate so much.
You got nothing to say?
No, I liked it. It was nice. First take. I like it.
There you go, emailer that needed the non-rappers to rap.
Can we get a round of applause?
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
He's not even ready.
I enjoyed that. I didn't think you were going to have a flow. Like, I didn't think you'd be able to find one.
That's pretty good.
I listen to rap a lot. I mean,
That's all it takes. Okay,
Gmail.
that was fun.
That's how I give my email to everybody now.
But he didn't tell me he was writing an intro, so I wrote one too, and I'm not going to waste it. I spent a lot of time on it.
So we're doing double intro?
Yeah.
Okay. This is my whole rap life. I'll write something, and he's like, but look at what I wrote. It's so much better.
That's not
I'll take care of myself. Oh, sure you can.
Oh, you're a regular old desperado, ain't you? I reckon you got your own gun and everything.
Well, yeah, I got a gun.
What kind of a gun?
32-20 Colt.
Bullshit. Well, that's a rifle cartridge. Let's see it. Where'd you get a gun like this?
At the getting place.
Episode 7, we got special guest Evan. Enjoy it, it's the last time, so episode 11. That could be weeks from now in podcast time. But you don't want to come back unless your name rhymes.
dogs, it was just a prank, bro.
Hey, it's episode 7, refreshing your mentions of usher word weapons. This is my confession. I'm not above telling them to get to stepping. If they ain't receiving this lesson, I'm jetting them. Then resurrecting them without discretion. I've got an aggression, it's been a recession. My favorite rapper is a legend, but even Kwozo doesn't know this perfection. I'm different. This God is my witness in heaven. This is that episode 7. We got that special guest Evan. That's my stepbrother, or it used to be.
Holy moly.
It's getting kinda cloudy, not sure anymore. Hey.
That was pretty good.
I forgot that whole scene.
That was brand new music from Rexo.
I forgot that.
It is 7 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to the RTB podcast. I'm your host, Rexo. That's R-E-X-O. I'm joined at the door table by a few co-hosts. To my left is Kwozo. To his left is BG. To my right is Deputy Dave. To his right is Pat. And we have a special guest today. Directly across the table, it's Evan. Evan, thank you for joining us.
Hey.
Here at the RTB pod, we know there's 3, maybe 4 other podcasts out there you could choose, but you chose us. We would like to take this time to say thank you. And without further ado, let's start the show.
Speak for yourself.
Speak for what self?
I didn't say thank you.
Say it.
No.
Quo's in a tough mood today.
I am. I don't know why.
Something's going on.
There's a lot going on.
You want to get it out today?
No, it's
Yeah.
not. Like,
How were you late again? That's what I want to
I
know.
wasn't late.
2 minutes.
2 minutes early or 2 minutes late?
Early.
Late.
If you're not 10 minutes early, you're late.
It's not the motto I live by.
I can tell.
That's how I've
Early
always
is
heard
on
it
time.
also.
On time is late.
Yes, thank you. That's how I was raised as well.
I don't care.
We can tell.
I get that from Bobby G.
Bobby G was sitting in my road before I got home.
Sorry, I was what do you call it when you're looking at a house with a realtor?
Looking at
Are
a
you
house
moving?
with a realtor.
We don't know yet. We're debating it. She wants to
What do you call it when you're looking at a house with a realtor?
remodel a home.
You're thinking about flipping one?
Well, she wants. I mean, we would sell it eventually, but we would move into it and remodel it.
Where was it?
You gotta flip
Madison.
it. What are you talking about?
No, I mean, we would do it with intent to sell at some point, but
He's
not like.
He's talking about live and flip.
Yeah.
He showed her what he could do with tools, and now she's
No,
like,
yeah. I built some shelves, and now she's like, "Let's rip a wall out."
You gotta make sure you live in it for 2 years after you
Right.
remodel it.
Which we'd be there at least that long, but
why is that?
You don't have to pay any capital gain taxes when you sell it.
Boom.
Capital
Got
gain.
the facts.
Thank you, Pat.
speaking of which, I just started a book called Capital Gains. It's
Writing or reading?
reading. It's
Lame.
oh, I do have some big news. I'm going on vacation for the first time.
Where are we going?
Oh, it's for our anniversary. We're going to Waco, Texas.
You
Really?
gotta see where all those people
see-
burned to death.
yeah.
Is what it is.
No, actually, we're going to see the Magnolia Silos.
What is
You
that?
should go visit the church.
They're
Chip
super
and
into Chip
Joanna.
and Joanna Gaines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's it
So
called?
I've been this
Flip?
is so funny. I've been telling her we were going to plan a trip to the Caribbean, and then I got nervous after I booked the Waco trip because I was like, well, now she might be disappointed. Dude, she was ecstatic.
We're going to have so much fun in Waco.
Winning. I'm excited. July 4th through the 6th.
July 4th is a great time to go to Texas. It's a very American state.
It is
Yes,
It's a
it
great
kind
way
of
to-
represents America.
You owe it to America for getting out of the country last Independence Day and making us come with you.
You win too.
We had those red, white, and blue drinks though.
They were good.
Don Julio.
Don
Is the
Haley is the
man.
man.
So, Evan, how many podcasts have you listened to
All of
of
them.
ours?
All of them.
Who's your
Yeah.
Who's your favorite reoccurring member?
All but 5.
Patrick.
Naturally,
Yeah.
he's my
Are
favorite.
you the
too.
one that told Pat he was your favorite?
Yeah,
When Pat was like, someone told me my favorite.
that was me.
Dun dun dun.
Oh,
Makes-
snaps.
Where's that? How about this?
You're dead to me.
Thank you, Evan. We appreciate you listening.
Evan, have you ever met Kwozo?
Just now.
Yeah, just now. We just met.
Have you ever met Bobby G?
Just now.
It was kind of weird because Quo walked in and just walked right past our special guest and didn't say anything and just tried to cold shoulder him. And
It happens, man.
He walked in and said, the talent's here.
You know what? Every podcast needs a guy that they can pin everything on, and I'm proud to be that for y'all.
Threw his bag on the couch. Said,
So when you
Tough
look,
crowd.
my headphones aren't working.
I've said none of that. There's no snare in my headphones.
when you left the realtor, did you say, "I got to go do my podcast"?
No.
No.
I will tell
I
you.
would have.
I will tell you.
Like, I gotta go make that cheddar.
Yeah.
So I've been joking with Tish for a while now that if we ever had a little boy, I want to name him Lexington so I can call him Lexo for short. And the other day I was cutting this lady's hair, and they were all talking about baby names around me. And I was like, yeah, I want to name mine Lexington or something. And this 70-year-old lady was like, why? And I was like, she goes, isn't it a city? And I was like, yeah. And yet Tish goes, yeah, tell her why. Tell her why you want to name it. I was like, And she...
There's a lot of backstory.
Yeah, and so Tish goes, because his name's Kwozo, and he's a rapper and a podcaster. And this lady looked at me like, what is a rapper? What is a Kwozo? And what is a podcast?
Old people don't get it. Parents just don't understand. Still hot in here?
Oh.
No, I tried to make it cold.
You had the heat on.
Well, fix it.
I did.
Is it cold now?
Yeah.
I'm just pouring
Give it a
sweat
little
over
bit.
here.
Well, apparently there's a guy that I work with. He's been trying to hear us on the radio. He's been like, what station are you on?
Oh my god.
Just keep telling him a different one, different time, different station.
Welcome back to 104.7, the WRTB.
You're on the radio, right? What station is it?
Caller 1, go ahead.
He thinks you're famous for sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
I mean, he knows you're famous.
The sad part is he's not even really an old guy, even though I was making an old guy voice. He's like 24.
He's
He just doesn't get what a
He's
podcast
a smart
is.
guy.
Yeah.
he's a smart guy.
Hey, you don't have to be smart to be the police.
I want to circle back for a second when you said you're planning a trip to the Caribbean. When you watch Pirates of the Caribbean, do you say Caribbean or Caribbean?
No,
No.
that's a negative.
What does everybody say?
Caribbean.
Caribbean.
In all
Caribbean.
cases, or just with Pirates of the?
Because I say Caribbean, but if you're talking the
You
movie
say-
Pirates of the Caribbean,
Say it again.
Caribbean.
See, I can't have this discussion now because I'll say it however the last part. That's what I do. I say it how the last person says it.
Okay.
Like what else?
Because me and Tish got in this argument one time.
What other words?
I'm about to tell you.
Caramel.
And
Caramel or caramel?
we were in the car, and I said something neither, like me neither. And she goes, "What did you just say to me?" And I said, "Neither." And she goes, "You never say neither except when you're trying to be serious." And I was like, "I always say neither." So now for like the past year, every time I go to say it, I'm like, "Say neither. Don't say neither."
Your wife will do that to you. She'll make you uncomfortable about saying something because you don't want to like.
Well, it's crazy
stupid.
when you spend that much time with a person, what they actually start to notice.
Yeah.
And it's creepy, kind of.
Pecan or pecan?
Pecan.
It's
When
a
I'm in
pecan,
the-
but it's pecan pie.
When I'm in the Caribbean, I neither eat pecans or caramel.
Do you say caramel?
I mix them both.
caramel.
Caramel.
I say caramel. Caramel.
Buffet or buffet?
Buffet every time.
Yeah, every time.
Or just
Speaking of which,
the food trough.
we hit up the Golden Corral the other night. Hadn't done that in years.
No.
Yes.
Ew.
Smashed. It was so good.
I can only do one plate every time I go.
What? I did like 3.
You're not making that first plate right.
You probably got a point. But
Pile
see,
it on there.
I'm weird about my food touching too. So
You are weird.
Why
though.
would you go to a buffet?
Here we go.
Evan, tell us how you eat.
I didn't say it's wrong to let your food touch, but
Evan mixes
Is
all
it
of
wrong
it.
to let other
All of
people
it
touch your
together
food?
and pile cheese on top.
Stir it up,
Yeah,
pour
stir
cheese
up
on
and
it.
eat.
but I do. This is weird. I'm weird about my food touching, but I love those KFC bowls.
Oh, yeah.
Those are good.
I think it's because it's
that means
portable.
you're just lying to yourself. You really
No,
like
Or is it because
together.
everything's mixed in with the
That's
potatoes?
the definition of life: walking around and lying to yourself about about who you are.
You're probably right.
I like this. Y'all ever eat things you don't like just to pretend you like it?
Yes.
There's not much.
No.
I
I'm
really
like a
don't-
f***ing goat.
There's only one thing I can't eat under any circumstances, and I've tried and tried because I want to be able to eat everything in a certain circumstance.
Try it after she takes a shower.
Oh, man.
I was gonna go with eggplant.
You nasty.
You are nasty.
I'm gonna cut that out. So
Don't
why are you
cut
calling
it
me
out.
nasty?
Do
leave
not
that.
cut it out.
Leave it.
Why are you
Leave
calling me
it.
nasty?
You
I didn't
know
say
why.
anything.
You know why. Even if you cut it out, you have to sleep
We
with
know.
that tonight.
I mean,
We'll bring it up
I'll
every
try.
podcast till it gets in one.
I'll try any weird food. I'll give it a
See,
shot.
I've eaten
I will not eat
the-
spicy stuff at all. Nothing
spicy.
I like spicy food.
I like it, but it just does not like me at all.
No,
Yeah.
Too much.
God, it hates
no.
You know what I love is those Cajun fries from Five Guys.
Oh, yes.
But I eat them so fast that because they're so good, but then your eyes are just, I need another one.
Is Five Guys the best burger?
No.
Yes.
The best
No,
burger
no.
is Penn Station and Hartselle.
All right, let me rephrase my question.
Okay.
Is Five Guys the best franchise
Yes.
burger?
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, okay.
It's also the most expensive.
Is
Because
it?
it's the
I think it's
best.
kind of worth it. It's good.
No, for sure. If I'm going to, because I don't eat hamburgers often. I mean, I ate Five Guys yesterday, so I'm
Nice.
down with it. But if I'm going to go somewhere like that, it's Five Guys for sure.
Yep.
You know what I don't like is
Whataburger.
Red Robin.
I'm not a fan of it either.
It's just
No.
weird.
I like Red Robin and Waterboarded.
I hate because you have to ask them for more fries. I feel like they should just walk around and just continuously bring them to
Yeah.
you.
Have like
That
a
and the
roller
fact-
cart with a giant
Yeah.
thing of fries.
Yeah,
I've
because
never run out.
that's
More
what
for
they
you.
advertise all the time. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, bottomless fries, but you have to be like, hey, I need more.
Yeah, that
But I
and
never
they
run
bring
out.
like 5 or 6 on the first plate. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Just go ahead and bring me some more.
I've never run out of fries there.
Really?
I just ate the burger first, and then I'm full on fries after that.
I have that problem at Five Guys. I'll eat the fries first, and then
Yeah.
I won't feel like eating the whole burger.
Milo's, Birmingham.
That's a good burger, too.
Yeah,
I wish we'd get a Milo's.
would be good.
How far away are they? Like, the first exit that you can get to, I think, it's about an hour, I think.
Yeah.
It's too far.
Is that the one?
I don't know. We used to drive an hour to go to Waffle House.
Oh,
Why?
wow.
There's one every 10 minutes.
Now there is. But when we were like fresh out of high school,
We passed 3 to get to this one.
I just spent Valentine's Day at Waffle House.
Candlelit.
How did it go?
Yes, did
That's-
reservations. They had
Wow.
Sprite with strawberries in it. It was.
Oh, this
That's
is a real
fantastic.
thing?
No,
Like,
they advertised it.
Yeah.
Did you not get the family group message? Because they were joking about Caleb's tuxedo.
hoodie. Oh, I did see
and
that.
It's a family conversation again.
I have another nephew that literally every day of his life wears a hoodie every day. Summer.
Look at you.
I don't wear it every day. I
Yeah.
wore one today. There's a difference, but
I
we
know it's nice and clean. It looks
So
brand new.
we send them pictures of hoodies.
don't believe it. It's got wood glue all over it. But we found a tuxedo hoodie for him to wear to a job interview.
Did he do it?
He's
No.
still in school.
Oh, it was like a comedy thing
Yeah.
for
Haha.
future things.
Hey, I heard you tell our story, and completely wrong.
You listen?
What?
We came from space, bro. Like, why
Rexo Kwozo did. We are brothers from space. Okay. I
on an
gotcha.
escape pod? Only deemed worthy of a situation.
I got a couple things from.
Thank God.
I got a couple things from 6.5.
You weren't here.
One of our. Yes, I was.
Oh, I've got at least one thing from 6.5.
The
Oh, y'all are really biting on this table?
Yeah.
It is not illegal to collect rainwater in Tennessee or Alabama.
No.
It's good to know.
It's actually encouraged in Alabama.
Wow.
Figured that out. Cassie read it on the pod.
Also in Huntsville, city of Huntsville, they do not recycle your trash. I was wrong about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have recycling bins.
Yes. And then quicksand. We talked a little bit about quicksand. We're going to get into it just a little bit.
So we are doing that?
It's just
Sand over a sinkhole.
wrong.
False. You want to hear my quicksand joke?
Yeah,
And it
let me-
does
let me hear what
have
you
a
got.
bottom.
Hold on, I
It
gotta get
does
my.
have a bottom.
Yeah.
Thought you'd be more prepared
Let's
after I said.
prepare.
Yeah,
No,
we-
do that after the. We'll do that after the joke. Pressing things too early.
You ever seen Robot Chicken where the
The giraffe.
giraffe
That's all I think about when I think of quicksand.
he hits the bottom? Damn.
The
No.
5 stages of grief.
Yeah.
He gets stuck in quicksand. He goes through all of it, and then he finally gets to acceptance, and he hits the bottom, and his head's still sticking out.
It's hilarious.
It's great.
No idea.
Well, imagine a giraffe sinking in quicksand.
And it just wasn't deep enough.
And then
Yeah.
it hits the bottom.
And he
like
hits
right
the
here.
bottom, and his head's just sticking out.
So is he stuck there?
Yeah.
But it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does he get out?
He doesn't.
Ever?
No.
It cuts immediately.
Oh. Wow.
All right. Quicksand can occur almost anywhere in the right conditions. Quicksand is basically just ordinary sand that has been so saturated with water that the friction between the sand particles is reduced, resulting in sand in a mushy mixture of sand and water that can no longer support any weight. So basically, it's like a hole that had sand in it.
Oh, like
water
when-
is filled up. It's just become
Like
so
when you're at the
saturated.
beach and you...
I read something about that, like when you're standing on the beach, not necessarily in the water where you're not have any weight,
But how scary.
But your feet start kind of sinking in the sand. But so quicksand is like that, but on a larger scale because
It's wetter.
it's wetter and the water is constantly there, and it's usually about 3-4 feet deep. So you really don't have any
So you normally
any worries at all.
don't die.
That's why the kids are so worried about it.
What about dogs?
Childhood worries,
I think
too.
it can be a bigger problem for dogs because
They're
I mean
not 4
everything
feet
I've
tall.
read, quicksand you're supposed to remain calm because the quicker you move around, the quicker you're going to sink.
That's why they call it quicksand.
Yeah. So dogs, I can see getting in there and panicking and just going straight down.
My dog would probably just lay down in it.
And the way you handcuff a one-armed man,
Probably wouldn't sing.
Oh!
Here we go.
I've been wondering.
because I've actually had to do this twice.
I don't believe
But
it.
there's two
To his
guys.
foot.
No. Well,
You
we
wanna
thought
hear-
about that.
You want to hear how I think you should do it?
Yeah.
All right. You put his wrist at his chin and put the handcuffs behind his neck.
No.
Okay,
No.
go ahead.
It's real simple. So you handcuff the one hand,
Right.
you take it behind his back, and then you hook it to one of his belt loops.
What if he doesn't have a belt loop?
Yeah.
Well, then you're just screwed. You better hope he's got pants on.
Foot.
Go around his neck. Try that next time. He'll be
That
like
seems
this.
inhumane.
He'll be like this.
Yeah, there's certain things that you can't do to people. Like,
No, you don't
Nah,
say.
not when they're breaking the law.
No water.
I mean, not in America.
As long as we're on foreign soil, it's
Yeah,
fine.
we waterboard all the time.
In other
Hey,
countries.
do y'all want to? Do y'all want to? I kind of want to be waterboarded. at
You can
some
do it
point.
to yourself
Oh
in
my
the
God.
shower.
A live podcast.
No, like you can do it to yourself in the shower. Just take a rag, put it over your
See,
face,
I've
and
done
stand
that,
under
but
it.
like I want the bucket.
Oh.
Don't you have to be upside down?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Why don't we just Chinese water torture you two when we're at it?
I'll
because that's
waterboard you.
different. You're
But
not,
it's the same. If you've got a rag that's holding water and you try to breathe through your nose,
Yeah.
it's going up your nose. Like it doesn't matter if you're upside down, standing upright.
because someone told me that once, so I went home and did that, and I was
Yeah.
like, I wonder what it's really like, though.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
do you really?
Yeah, you seen that that movie with Denzel and
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds? He breaks the record. I want to break that record.
Yeah. No, me and my buddies did it to each other in Afghanistan just for and giggles one day because we were like, man, I can do that. No.
That's what everybody
No.
says. You do it, and you're like, no, I'm good.
No. This is terrible.
Why won't you just drown?
I mean, you can.
Mhm.
If the water never stops, yeah, you'll drown.
Slowly.
Mhm.
Well, I haven't made an introduction for questions for our guest, so I'm just going to do this. Don't laugh.
Questions from or for?
For we got questions for our guest.
I like it.
So
Over
now
here.
everybody just fire questions at him
All right.
as fast
Go.
as you can.
And go.
If you could have any two cars in the world, what two vehicles did you choose?
The car from Set It Off.
Number one, I don't know what that is.
Queen Latifah. It's a 64 Impala with gold spokes.
We'll say that.
And hydraulics. And a 70 Chevelle SS.
So both of your cars are not running for long.
Yeah. Well, they're old, but you resto mod them. I mean,
Just okay. I'm not here to argue what my guest.
what would you make? Go. What would you
Your answers were wrong. Is what he's saying.
No, the fact that he had it right there, that was great. And that was not rehearsed.
I'm just mad.
What would
mad
you
chose-
drive?
I know
He
that.
knew.
Like something newer than that.
See, you don't even
No.
know. You're asking these
I like,
questions.
I
You
like the
insurance on
Chevelle
Ferrari.
choice.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
Chevelle, yeah, it's a solid.
any
bet.
new like expensive car, I couldn't afford the insurance on it or gas.
I should have worded that in the
Way to
question.
like take a thoughtful approach. Yeah, because I would
You
have
can
said.
afford gas
I mean,
on a
hydraulics
Chevelle.
aren't really responsible, but still, who doesn't want hydraulics on their
I
car?
mean, that's a
you
good
know.
Saturday. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
I feel it.
Three-wheeling
Alright.
to church.
Question number 2. What is your favorite restaurant? And I think we may have just figured this out.
Waffle House.
When you schedule your Valentine's Day,
When you said Valentine's Day at Waffle House, I was like, yeah, I know where this one's going to go.
It's because it's a waffle home.
Now for the heavy hitters.
yes.
What is something you wish you knew then that you do know now?
Ooh.
What'd you just do, Pat?
Marked his territory.
That's tough.
Yeah, because who's listening?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's skip that one. Go to the next.
That's all I wrote down.
If you could have any job in the world, what would you have?
My job right now. I love my job. That I do.
I feel
Is
that.
your boss listening
Do you
to
want
this?
to?
No.
Do you want to tell you what your job is, or is that private?
I work for a highway department. Just put it that way. Yeah.
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 Don't say which state.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
what's your favorite video game? Would you play online? Anything?
No, not anymore.
Anybody
Kids, you can't play online when you have kids. They're
Yeah.
on
Does
your
anybody
back
want to
and-
talk video games?
Foul
That's
language.
awful.
I've
Yeah.
got a question.
Well, nah.
I've got a
Just
question
on your
for you.
back the whole time and running from the string. Go
Pat's
ahead.
got a question.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
Is it a taco?
No, it's its own thing.
Thank
and what
you.
is your obsession with trash cans?
Oh.
Did you hear the?
Yes.
Did you hear the thing?
Yeah.
I think I'm getting over it.
Good.
Maybe not though.
Slowly.
Put that energy to like something good.
Yeah. Your problems are gone if you're worried about the trash can.
Are you sure?
I mean, yeah.
Yes.
He must have not listened to 6.5.
I was with your dad yesterday, and I couldn't really hear it because I was laying carpet. And it was an odd switch, too, because when we were kids, you know, you'd pick up scraps and you'd cut stuff and bring it to him. And, like, the whole time I was the one doing the work, and he's picking up scraps. And it was really weird.
So our guest is our stepbrother,
Yes.
kind of.
Yeah.
And
Come on, man.
our Rexo, and Pat's real dad is a carpet layer, and our guest Evan also lays carpet sometimes.
It's-
and,
yeah.
and he formerly a carpet layer.
Yeah, because you kept saying brother from the same mother.
That's Pat.
Yeah.
Right. But that's mother and father.
Yeah, but father didn't rhyme with mother, so get out of here.
I'm just making, because he kept saying that. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's the same on both, but
So you were.
If he would have said the same parents, would that have made you happier?
no.
That's my brother from the same parents.
No, it
Much
just,
better.
You know, you
Thank
think you
you.
know a person, and then you hear a detail, and you're like, wait, I thought you know what I mean?
You know, we had our freaking listeners asking how we all knew each other, and now you're acting like you don't even know us.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I really.
I don't know you people at all.
When they started asking all these questions, I was like, what?
Making statements. Assuming?
I know everybody because of Rexo,
Yeah, and I know.
except
Yeah.
Bobby, and
Yeah.
I've known him 22 years.
That's how we did it.
Yeah.
We had to think of how old Pat was.
Well, the only reason I knew is because I listened.
He said 23 the other day.
No, 23 in March.
Oh, yeah, okay.
March.
Babe. Now I've known Evan the second longest here now. Actually, maybe longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Actually.
weird because
You
when
were already born when I was born,
Yeah.
and we were
hanging out when we were
hanging
kids.
out when we were one.
because I feel like I've known you forever.
Yeah, we were.
I think so.
Yeah.
We were
That's- I mean,
pounding.
I'm not gonna
We were
argue.
pounding natties in the creek.
Finish that sentence.
Going across the slide to the other side.
I just can't wait to get to tell the story where I first met Rexo.
That's not.
Yeah, oh, it's coming out at some point.
Why?
Cause
Why do you want to tell it? Where was I?
you were at Evan's house,
That's enough.
and I didn't like you very much.
You know, it took me. We were 2 years into, I guess, what was a friendship. I just thought I went over to his house and rapped so he could fill spots on songs. I didn't know we were friends until one day. I don't remember. We might have been back at the country club later, and we were all hanging out or something. And he introduced me. He's like, "Yeah, this is my friend Kwozo," except not Kwozo at the time. And he goes, "I was like, we're friends." And then he immediately was like, don't make a big deal about this.
Yeah. I don't even know if we're
And then I
friends.
think I did the same thing
We
to
are
Pat
now.
later.
Now that BG rapped, we're friends with him.
Still not sure that Pat and me are. I think we are friends.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
That sounded certain.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a certain.
Yeah. We're friends.
It's
I mean, I
questionable.
would
man,
consider
totally.
you a friend, but if you don't me, that's fine.
No. I've always considered you a friend.
Like if y'all see each other in
I
public.
feel like y'all are both uncertain about your friendship.
No. See, how you figure out you've met Pat in public is when your head jars to the left and you realize you're in a headlock. And you, oh, it's Pat. It's Pat. Oh, hey, Pat.
Come on.
It's fine.
I would never do that to you. If I saw somebody beating you up, I would feel like I would do something to try to stop it. Let's put it that way.
I would totally jump in a fight with you.
Okay.
Because I'd be
Didn't
very
that
safe.
happen one time to you? Like in Murfreesboro, somebody was getting
Oh,
beat
yeah.
up, and you jumped in, and they ran away, or something like that.
No, I got beat up.
I got beat up too.
I'm the one that got everything.
I like Deputy Dave's
Yeah.
story better.
Yeah.
We'll just tell
No,
that
I'll be
one.
honest, that was I'm not. Find out who your friends are.
when
One of my buddies was wasted, and he was just like talking to these girls, and their boyfriends came up, and I was like, "Come on, let's go, let's get out of here." And the next thing I know, I'm on the ground, like
Can I
getting
guess?
my face kicked in.
Can I guess what, buddy?
Yeah, you can if you want. But my buddy later on the next day told me that it looked like hyenas climbing the back of a line, taking him down. He said he was like running away, and they were all over me.
How many did it take?
It was my birthday. The Lakers just won the NBA championship.
What a turn.
And it was a bad night.
That was what started out great for you, though.
Yeah, that was 2010.
I imagine it was at least 4.
I don't know. I was pretty
Cutting it all out. So
I see like one guy on your back, 2 in front of you, and then 1 on the ground behind you, and then the 2 in front just like tabletopped you over the one that was on the ground. That's how they got you down.
The old Donkey Kong just like smashed the ground.
I don't have any memory of it at all. But
That's for the best.
yeah,
how many people did you call before you got an answer?
a lot. I was in the hospital.
I had
Not because
had lots of missed calls from
not
Pat
because
the
I
next
was
morning.
so hurt, but after we left the bar, the cops pulled us over, and he was like, "Hey, your face is bleeding."
No.
It was probably one of those
can,
like you can either go to the hospital or go
That's
to jail.
exactly what he said. I was like, I'm all right. I just want to go home. He's like, well, you can go to the hospital or you can go to jail. I was like, call the ambulance.
Well, can I just ride in the back of your car? Those ambulance rides are not cheap. I had to take a old shuttle from Fayetteville to Huntsville once because I got hit by a car.
Skateboarding.
Skateboarding. Yeah.
Little Tony Hawk over here.
Longboarding, actually. See, skateboarding's safe. Longboarding's dumb.
Is that like on the road?
Yeah.
Down a hill?
Well, so the
What a
car that
statement.
hit me ran a stop sign, which, granted, my argument here is not that I was in the right, because that was clearly...
I don't give a me by a car. It's their fault.
You need a
Well,
vent.
obviously skateboarding in the road's illegal. It's coming down Swanson towards where Robert E. Lee used
Super
to be.
illegal.
Yeah.
I was going to hit a right there, and she just rolled right through it.
So she ran the stop sign?
Well, I did too, but you can't
Yeah, you're still supposed to stop at the stop sign.
stop at a stop
Yeah.
sign on a skateboard. You know what I mean?
I would
Rolled up
recommend-
under it. I had tire marks all right here.
How'd
I-
you not like break your
Dude,
lungs or
no,
ribs?
Oh,
or-
I broke everything. Ribs. I lacerated my spleen. Dude, it was crazy. But the crazy thing was I got up and she started cussing me out. And I was like, so eventually, and naturally she's scared, I'm sure, because she just ran over someone. I had tire marks across my.
She's probably like, I'm going to jail.
Well, so I got so mad at her because she was irrational. And I'm just like, hey, I'm calming her down. And I was like, you got to go. Just leave. You're stressing me.
No.
And in my head, I was like, I'm fine. Let's get out of here. It's all good. She pulled off, and I collapsed. And all my friends were like,
You're being dramatic.
Dude, I got to the ER, and I was filling out all my paperwork. I thought I had finished my paperwork, and I went to, it was drenched in blood, and I just wasn't even, like, thinking about it. I went to hand it, and they were like,
We'll get this later.
yeah. So they gave it to my friend and made him refill it out, and then they had to ship me to Huntsville.
Yeah, if she drove off, she could have gone to jail. or
Well,
even
so
prison.
when the cops came and saw me, they were
Yeah.
really hot about
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
not happy, and I was like, "Look, here's the thing. I was just as much in the wrong as she was, and I'm not going to put her in
Mm-hmm.
that position. I'm sorry." They were cool, but they said, you can get in a ton of trouble for that.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
I
yeah.
told them that I told her to leave. I guess if I should have just said, "Yeah, she peeled off," and
Yeah.
then just let it be that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She,
Because it used to be.
As a cop, that's the situation. That's what he's thinking of.
yeah.
So is the right thing for me to do there just turn her in?
No, you just both stay at the scene. She should have called an ambulance and sat there with you until the ambulance got there. And then, because the cops would have been with the ambulance.
Right.
Because the way Tennessee works is if there is an accident and you drive off, like, we don't assign fault. The insurance companies do that. But if you drive off, you're automatically to blame and you will go to jail.
So, but since we're both definitely in the fault, but could she have technically sued me if I was illegal? If I was
No, because you weren't in a vehicle. So even though on your board
Go
you're,
ahead.
you're still supposed to stop,
You're killing it.
you're still supposed to stop. It's
right,
all
but
her.
you understand the
Yeah.
physics of that.
Oh yeah. Especially coming down Swanson.
So the best part of that is when they took away Robert E. Lee, all that became grass. I had hit that spot like 7 times
Yeah.
trying to make that right, but if I didn't make it, I just hit the curb and shot off into the grass, and I was fine. I can't tell you how many times I face slid through that yard trying to hit that right.
And it's
Sounds
all like
like you were-
concrete now, though.
Irresponsible.
Yeah, you wouldn't do it now.
No.
No. No. You'd do it once, maybe.
There was a guy that took his Harley Davidson straight through, coming the opposite way, and hit that and just demolished it. Like the Harley Davidson rode him through the gravel.
Dude, the nastiest accidents I had skateboarding were longboarding. Because once you fly off the sheets, the worst part about that accident, when they took me to the hospital, they had to clean out the
gravel out of your cuts or the asphalt.
Do you know how they do that?
With a Brillo pad.
A Brillo pad. They came in there and showed me. It's like a wire brush, dude.
Yep.
And she goes, all right, we got to clean out all the road rash. And I was like, it's like the thing you clean your grill with to get it all out.
Yeah, to make sure you don't get an infection.
And they don't give you pain medication until afterwards.
I had to do the same thing when I got burnt.
It was terrible. This is the worst night of my life. Then the lady says, well, what's your level of pain? And I get really sick on pain pills, so I never take them. But in this situation, I was like, I'm not being dramatic. I said, this is the worst pain of my life. And she comes back in with this syringe, and she goes, now, just hold tight. It's going to feel like you wet your pants, but that's just a side effect. And I was like,
Demerol?
Dilaudid.
And
okay. I think that's what it was.
Probably.
I had some Demerol once.
I thought she was kidding, dude. She stuck that in my arm, and I immediately went, what? And looked down. I thought I'd peed all over myself.
I think they said sometimes you will pee your pants too.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if like that feeling then urges you to just let go if you're holding it. That would have been funny if I'd have been like, no, I actually peed my pants.
Can I go pee first just to make sure?
Then I was fine after that, though. It's crazy. I went from like dying to like,
This ain't so bad.
Let's go get a burger at Five Guys.
Modern medication.
Bless me.
Well, then, like, y'all were talking about fentanyl on 7.5.
6.75.
Or 6.75, yeah.
Yeah, I heard it's strong stuff.
Oh,
They're super serious about that with
Oh,
state.
yeah.
What
Like,
is
if we find something on the side of the road that even looks like a powder substance, you better not
Is
pick it up.
fentanyl painkiller?
Yeah. It's a synthetic opioid.
Isn't that crazy
It's
how they can just like
created to replace
that's where the real
morphine, because so many people are allergic to morphine.
That's
so.
where the real drugs are being made in those
heroin.
pharmaceutical labs.
Yeah, and then they make them in China and then ship them over
Yeah,
here.
a lot of fentanyl's made in China.
In
Yeah.
pharmaceutical
That's what I
labs,
heard.
it's just as easy as like, well, what do you want to feel, and we'll make
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like
So we're
You know.
gonna take this and mix it in here. We're gonna shake it up and spin it around the centrifuge.
junkies just get like a list of choices: upper, downer, da 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 da.
I saw they got 2-point-something grams of fentanyl found the other day, and the cops on TV were saying this is the most we've ever found.
I don't know.
Crazy.
I think the most we found is like
2-point-something grams is not a lot.
No.
No,
when you think of
powerful
other
as
drugs.
Yeah.
I mean, when 1 microgram can kill you, like, because
Yeah.
you're supposed to cut it big time before you start mixing into heroin.
Yeah,
and
mix it
other
with a little
things.
Ajax,
Yeah,
Do you know the
baking
recipe?
soda.
baking soda, Ajax, Comet, Cupid, Donner, shoot it.
And shoot it.
Blitzing straight up the
You
veins.
see my tracks?
There was one time in Russia, some terrorists took over a theater, and so they
Wait.
vaporized fentanyl.
Should you get dramatic?
No, it's pretty short.
Okay, good.
They vaporized fentanyl and pumped it through the air ducts into it to knock everybody out.
Kill
make
them all.
No,
Oh.
make everybody pass out so they could just go through and raid it.
What'd they mix it with? Like
I
helium or?
I don't remember exactly. It's been a while since I read the story, but I think they lost like around 30% of the hostages, and they were just like,
Savage.
better than 100%.
We still got some.
Died, OD. That's how strong fentanyl is.
Oh yeah.
30%?
I want to say it was around that.
Dude, what a way to go. That's terrible. You go to catch whatever play is in town, and
And then it gets taken over by terrorists, and the government pumps fentanyl in there.
Does anybody want to try fentanyl?
No.
no.
The stuff we just talked about that can kill you.
I mean, we'll do a little bit.
Half a microgram.
Just a little bump.
I'm good.
Oh, speaking of stuff found on the side of the road, the state I work for, they found a human skull on the side of the road
When?
in last week.
Last week?
Yes.
The state.
I wonder which
Well,
state it
Yeah,
was.
I messed that whole up. Yeah,
Shoot, what
Bleep
state is
that
still in?
yeah.
There's a couple.
And nobody will investigate it. It's like a 1.5, 2-year-old skull, and half of it was bashed in. It's an actual human skull.
You
and
think
they
it's a
can't-
cold case?
Yeah, they can't get anybody to investigate it.
Do you think it was a sword fight?
Oh, if they won't get anybody to investigate it, it's an inside job, and the government definitely did it.
Who said they won't get anybody to investigate it?
They turned it into the news because they tried to get recipe to handle it, and the other county and the city, and nobody wanted to take it on.
I find that odd because there's usually like people that are really into that at every department,
Right.
and they're
Yes.
like, hey,
Bring me the
there's a
skull.
podcaster somewhere that's like seeing if this is gonna
Yeah.
pan out into a story or not.
Should it be us?
No, I'm not gonna
I'm
do
not
an
an
investigative
investigator.
podcast.
but no, there was like a hand or
I'm not
something
good
that
at
got turned into our department, and dude, they're all on it right now. Like they're all over
That's
it.
funny. Have you ever listened to an investigative podcast?
for the hand?
The weirdest things happen to those guys, and they get phone calls, they get death threats. I'm good.
I mean, I would love a phone call.
I'm
every
so
now
good
and
with
then.
my life right now.
You're gonna have to put a
Somebody
number out.
call
You're
me,
gonna have to get
please.
like a hard line.
I can't even get my mom to call me anymore.
Sad.
All right, so let's go to movie reviews. It's time
I
to
like that.
Yeah.
the Rock the Beat Studios. It's time to review. What was it called?
All the pretty little horses I've ever loved.
We done watched the movie, we about to do some debating. And if it was bad, we gon' say it's bad, it's not hating. And if it was good, we gon' call it good or entertaining. 1 through 6 beers, that is how we do our rating. So sit back, relax, and kick up your feet as the RTB podcast judges movie. And if you got an opinion, you know where you can go stick it. This is our podcast, and you don't have to listen to it.
All right. Rock the Beat Studios movie review. This week's was Kwozo's movie, All the Pretty Little Horses I've Ever Loved.
All the pretty horses.
All the Pretty Horses. All right, so
5.
we watched a movie.
5.
All right, BG, next.
2.5.
Slow down. Slow down.
Whoa.
Kwozo, what's your rating for
5.
All the Pretty Horses? And we don't need your reasons why. So 5. Pat, write it down. Do you write it? Good job. You're quick.
All right.
BG, go ahead.
2.5.
Why?
Because they ended up where they started. There was absolutely 0 point to the
That's
story.
the beauty of this story.
Hey, don't
That
defend
is
your movie if you don't
pointless.
want to talk about it.
You're right. You're right.
I mean, it's a pointless movie.
Do you want to
Alright,
know my
2.5.
favorite part?
And
No.
what was the
We'll talk
kid's
about
name?
it after we get the ratings.
What was the kid's
Lucas
name?
Black? I don't remember.
I don't know, but I thought he was off in Tokyo.
Pat, what's your rating?
Drifting.
I went 2.5 as well.
Wow.
Hard hitter.
That's half a point for Penelope Cruz also.
Oh, looking good. Prime Penelope Cruz in that movie. I'll give you that.
Well, that was 19 years ago, so. I'm Rexo. I'm going 3. And that's a whole point for Penelope Cruz. So, someone do the math.
3.25.
You did the math that fast?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I already
Wow,
knew
that's pretty
everybody's.
Jeez Louise.
It's only 3.25 because I gave it a 5 too.
So we're at a little predicament here.
What's that?
Round up.
All right, so your stupid little horse movie.
Okay.
Better than I
Moving on.
Was there a
Next
lot of
week's
horses
movie.
in the movie?
Not really.
Yes, they broke a lot of horses, like 17 in one day or something.
16.
Candles.
In
How
one
y'all
day?
not like a movie about breaking horses?
I don't know. I tried to watch it, but the internet gods wouldn't let me, so it just didn't happen.
They'll have that sometime.
I tried to watch it.
I
but it was
I
gonna make
must
me
say,
read it, so
I
was
am
like,
really disappointed.
In our rating?
So am I.
It wasn't very good.
I think it's great.
So what's our next movie?
Next movie. Bobby
Oh,
G.
wait.
Bobby
turned
G.
into-
Wait for the drum
God.
rolls. Bobby G, are you ready?
Yes.
Drum roll, please.
Ninja assassin.
Oh, synced it.
When his best friend is murdered by the shadowy Azunu clan, Raizo, an orphan raised to be an assassin, vows revenge.
Is this an anime?
No,
No, it's live action.
it's live action.
This is gonna be
Made in
trash.
2009, and I don't know.
Is it on Netflix?
I remember it being like the action scenes being really good, and where it's kind of like one of those movies where they don't start with the premise of the movie. They go, we want really good action scenes, and we want ninjas in it. Kind of like John Wick, where it's like the story's inconsequential. It's we want very well done action.
Kill a
scenes.
bunch of people.
Bingo.
How do we justify it?
Yes.
Oh, kill a dog.
Boom. Done.
Is it on Netflix?
It is on Netflix.
You want me to give you my rating?
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's like a 1.
What? You haven't
Have you really
seen
seen
it?
it?
No, I haven't.
It's not a 1.
That's
I'm not
definitely
expecting any
not a
6s.
one.
Though.
All right. Everybody out there, watch this movie this week. What's it called again?
Ninja assassin.
Someone write that down. Ninja
If
Assassin.
you can't remember that,
How do you spell that?
do not write that on the
Ninja.
table.
ASS.
Is that
Period.
right?
SSM.
ASSIN.
Do I have to bleep out your spelling?
No, it's yeah, that's how you spell assassin.
No, I'm definitely bleeping that out. You just saying it to be like a childish
Oh,
child.
by the way, the Pretty Horses was like 2.5 hours long.
Yeah, that was a long
And
one.
you didn't even watch it last week.
Wait, when did this
That lost
movie
some
come
points
out?
for
Yeah, that's
me.
kind of sad that you didn't even watch your movie.
Was it 2000?
You know what my favorite part
You're
is?
given a rating based on nostalgia.
When he's in the hospital and he says, "Since they gave me Mexican blood, does that make me half Mexican?"
When was that?
When
When
he
he
gets
beat-
gets screwed up, and then they're hanging out in the bed after.
Oh, I
Well,
must
there
have
was
missed
a
that
clip
part.
from it in the intro, and you didn't even know it.
I did forget until he said, until I heard Lucas Black's voice.
I napped a little bit throughout the movie, on and off. So
He is the most country sounding actor
Ever.
you'll ever find.
he's good at it.
I think that's just his accent. I think that's the
No.
way he talks.
Quit
He's-
taking away from his acting skills.
No, he's
No.
not a great actor.
Wasn't he Anakin Skywalker?
No, he was in Tokyo Drift.
Yeah. And
Yeah, so was
NCIS,
Crumbling
Louisiana.
up.
or
Luda,
something.
Luda was not in.
New
No,
Orleans.
was Luda in Tokyo Drift?
Tweeted out.
No, he was not.
1 and 2.
Yeah,
Or-
so was The Rock.
just two.
Why
Two,
did Paul Walker cross
4,
the road?
5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Oh, the guest has a joke.
Oh, and they're making another one
It's
with
probably too soon. It's
with The Rock and Jason.
I will not watch that.
Stay-
You'll
because
probably never get a chance to talk.
Vin
Oh, that's
Diesel.
all right. I mean, that's
No, just
We could just
The Rock and
we could
Jason
just
Statham.
unplug their mics.
That's
Let's
it.
do that.
Yeah.
They're the
How do we do
half
that?
of the.
This is number 2. That's number 6. Go ahead.
why did Paul Walker cross the road?
Oh shoot, you're on his mic, so I can't unplug you both. So try again.
So
Why did Paul Walker cross the road?
Why did Paul Walker cross the
I've
road?
heard this, but I don't remember.
He wasn't wearing a seatbelt.
That
Dark.
was too
That was
soon.
too soon. Yeah.
No, that was
Dark
not too
one,
soon.
yeah.
It's how many years has it been?
It's been
My
it's
14-year-old
been
told me
long
that one.
enough.
It's, yeah.
It's pretty good.
Just as a disclaimer here, I'm a huge fan. Great
Yes.
guy.
Yeah. Huge fan. Huge fan. It's just,
Rest in peace.
Yeah,
He had a father.
He did do a lot for veterans and the VA and stuff like that.
You know, he
Dude,
went to
great
all his
dude,
interviews
but,
barefoot.
I mean,
I did not know that.
Yeah,
I only saw the first one.
that's a shame.
I'm sure you watched it at Evan's house like 10 million times.
I think we watched it together, didn't we, Evan?
yeah.
Didn't we?
I think we all went to the movies
Yes,
together.
we all went to the movies and saw
I've
that
seen
one.
all of them since
That one
Tokyo
and
Drift in
Bad
theaters.
Boys 2.
Yeah.
Are we talking about Fast and the Furious?
Remember Bad Boys 2
Yeah.
night? That was an awful
Was that the night that Johnny almost got beat up?
Yep.
Do y'all want to go to Bad Boys 3 together? Field trip?
Is it Bad
Yes.
Boys 3 or Bad Boys for Life?
Well, it's still Bad Boys 3. But
Yeah, regardless.
It'll probably be the same situation as last time, though.
Johnny will get beat up?
Yeah.
Johnny will have to sit in Allison's lap.
What happened? Was I there?
Yes,
I
you
wasn't
were
there.
there.
Johnny
there?
Johnny stood up for like 2 seconds and some dude took his seat.
Yes.
I wasn't there.
And he would not say anything, take a seat back, so he sat in Allison's lap.
Yeah.
I was definitely not there.
Yeah.
We are vocal.
Oh,
about
he really
seats.
did sit in her lap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, they swapped like halfway
Yeah.
through the movie because he was crushing her, but yeah.
what's he up to?
Johnny.
Have you seen him in a long time?
Johnny, if you're listening to this, can you hear me?
Did y'all hear about Uber suing New York City?
Yeah.
For what?
They're suing New York City because New York City passed a law that they're limiting the number of for-hire licenses. So, for instance, like Uber can't bring in any more people.
They've met their
Their
maximum.
The reason they're doing it is for, too many vehicles on the road in New York City, road congestion, and also to help the taxi drivers of the yellow cab taxi drivers. Because
there were-
Uber is affecting their money.
Well, wasn't it?
They just shut down the Amazon headquarters deal,
yeah.
too, didn't
Well,
they?
it was France where the taxi drivers rioted because of Uber, and they were like wrecking their cars in the street and setting fires and protesting and doing
I
all kinds.
love what people do to get attention.
No, get this.
Like
Get
podcast.
Yes.
8 taxi cab drivers have now died by suicide because of the crisis Uber has created.
So why just stop being a taxi driver and become an Uber driver?
I think you make more money being a taxi driver.
And you probably get benefits. And
Yeah, it's a better
pension.
lifestyle.
But would enough to kill yourself?
If that's all you got. But you think
8
about it.
people?
So a lot of taxi drivers, not being stereotypical or anything, are here from other places.
True
I
story.
So they
think that's
don't-
false.
That there aren't a lot that are from foreign countries.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Somebody
Okay.
said true.
Okay,
somebody
so
said
maybe I'm
false.
wrong, and somebody needs to look up the statistics on this. But okay, so imagine you were here to make a life for your family. That got taken. Now you're stuck here. You know what I mean? You can see how that could get dark quick.
Did y'all see about
So you're
the
gonna kill
taxi driver?
yourself and leave your family by
That's,
themselves.
that's not what I'm saying I would do, but I'm saying you could
Right.
see how that.
I think those people probably had something going on upstairs to begin
For
with.
sure.
Yes.
For
Talking
sure.
about mentally or
Yeah.
in their apartment?
See, but the thing that
Both.
Their attic.
the thing that bothers me is Uber is coming into the market and just killing it and doing so well, and Lyft and other
How is Uber treated?
app-based. But why is New York like you're doing so good that you're affecting other companies? We're going to do something about it. How
'Cause
is
Well,
that
New
not-
York sells licenses to the drivers, the taxi drivers.
Correct.
Yeah, so they're losing money by letting Uber
That's
just
true
Yeah.
too.
people come in and just drive around.
No, New York sells licenses to the Uber drivers also. That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
they
but-
just capped.
Cap.
They capped the licenses that they
So,
could sell.
well, in
That
the
sounds
same,
like caps.
in the same circumstance, how do you feel about states and cities that limit liquor licenses?
Taxis and
Yeah,
Ubers are
classes.
real interesting, but what's really bothered me is that money doesn't grow on trees, but banks have branches.
That's how he saves us.
Pulling us back.
What do you just sit around and collect these?
Yes.
You look up dad jokes about money.
Shh.
Is this dad jokes? Dadjokes.org?
Do you
know
not
it's
think
a
that's
.org.
strange?
No.
No,
Why?
because the whole English language is built around stupid things like that.
Like, give me another example.
Garmel.
Why there's so many different
Or
meanings for
caramel.
scent.
What?
Why there's so many different meanings for scent.
Scent,
All
there's
right, that scent thing, that me up for a couple days.
Come on.
I
Come
mean, that messed
on.
me up for a couple days.
fluffed you up.
I was fluffed up.
By the way, love that.
I'm not doing any. I'm going back straight back to the crows. It was fun sitting there recording cuss words
Maybe
for you guys.
mix
But
it all in randomly.
nope, crows.
Crows.
Crows until someone says pick a different animal.
Pick a different animal.
All right.
Elephants.
That's a long noise though.
Can you do a pig every time I cuss?
A pig?
Everybody should
Well,
have
it's just
their
like a
own.
oink.
Cats.
Can you
Oh, because you're a cop? That's messed up.
can you give everybody their own noise so that they know who's cussing?
Well, you're the one talking, so.
No, sometimes I'm talking and in the background Garrett will go and then you bleep it and it sounds like I'm cussing.
Okay. All right, so everybody pick your animal, and this is
Pig.
going to. Here we go.
I don't need to pick one because
Pat,
I'm
write
not
this down.
cussing.
Yeah, right.
I
I'm still
haven't-
going
I
to. You
haven't
still
yet.
say names that I have to.
You're just going to
Oh.
make your editing harder on you. Do it, edit how
Yeah.
you want.
Yeah.
No, I want it to be harder. I'm always looking for a challenge.
I'm gonna be a gorilla.
What noise is that?
You gotta do it for 10 seconds for one word.
Every time you say.
So after God made the gorilla, he moved to the chimpanzee and he's like, let's make the gorilla but smaller. And the angel said, well, what sound it's gonna make? Well, it's just gonna scream at you.
That was a long way home.
Yeah. Took a long way around on that one.
I'm not rolling. Not rolling with that one.
BG, what's your animal? Chimpanzee?
Sorry, BG.
I don't know. He can use whatever he wants.
Dolphin.
I don't want a dolphin.
Can anybody make a dolphin sound?
Or a toucan.
What does a toucan sound like?
A bird.
Tookie tookie.
Toucan.
You remember?
Yeah, I don't forget.
I want beep.
What?
I want beep.
You want beep?
Yep.
Which beep, though?
That
Beep.
one. Just no voice.
All right, everybody be quiet. Pat's going to make his own beep.
Beep.
It's pretty good.
That's a good beat.
What if you're cussing and you're in a rant? I need like a long beep.
Can you just hit it?
Beepity
Double it up.
beepity beepity beep.
Are you ever going to cuss, though?
Probably not. There's sometimes where I get on to something.
Yeah, you gotta be
and
careful.
To you know, really make a point to my story. I got to throw a cuss word in there.
Yeah.
What's your favorite cuss word?
But I'm a pretty good cusser. I don't cuss like y'all do.
Who's
Just-
y'all?
Just a cuss.
Oh, you better
Yes,
than us.
exactly.
Yeah.
Who's y'all?
You.
I haven't said a cuss word this whole podcast.
That's not true.
It is true.
When you have
Okay.
kids, you stop. I mean, you know, you have to really watch your language. Except for
Okay.
when Uncle Dave comes over
Yeah.
and beepity beep beep beep
Look.
beep beep.
Look, I spent my 20s in the military, and now I'm a cop. That's all I know. I'm sorry. This is how it
No,
comes out.
you're fine. You do whatever you want. Dude.
Yeah, you do your
I love
thing.
you.
It's cool.
I have
The kids love you.
I have a friend that has a 4-year-old child, and she was recently telling me, you know, they play a lot of video games. That's how her and her husband met. So they're playing Smash Brothers, and they had a bunch of friends over and stuff, and their kid was playing 4 years old, and he goes, "What the?" Because he picked it up from them too.
That's the video game intro talk.
That's all I had about it.
Dude, I've been killing
cussing
finally.
the video.
You killed someone on your.
in Apex, dude. I've been killing people, killing them,
All right, let's play it for real then.
killing them. How many kills you got?
I haven't been playing Apex. I played it a couple times and then I ain't played
What
it
is
since.
Apex?
Apex Legends.
It's the death of Fortnite.
You think so? Think it'll end it?
I do.
No.
My son
I
has
do.
still not playing.
It's way
stopped playing Fortnite. So
No,
Has he
Well,
mentioned Apex at all?
yes, he has mentioned it, but he still likes Fortnite.
Switch him over.
Time for video game
It's
talk.
so much better.
Or continue talking video game talk.
Is Apex first person or is it
Yeah.
third?
Yeah.
It's
first
just
person?
like Fortnite, except so much better.
Okay.
I can't do
like
the building. I
Fortnite.
tried it, and like
So-
I just didn't build. I just started shooting people.
Right,
That's what I
and
did.
you're gonna lose at a certain point because if you can't build, you won't win a game. In
Exactly.
Apex, if you can shoot people and you can position, you're probably gonna die. But every once in a while, you're gonna clip that last guy real nice. Because I've won 4 games, but I finally won one with my whole squad alive last week, and that's a huge it's a stat in the game.
Yeah.
And it's a big deal because all 3 of you are, which never happens. So that was.
So me and my buddies,
Sweet.
when we would play Halo and Call of Duty, like we would play it like we were clearing houses in real life,
As
and
a
for a
team,
long
yes.
time, we were murdering people. But then when they changed it and added all these different, I don't know, boosts and,
Loadouts.
So-
and
Loadouts
everything
and
else, like
We all had a set thing that we ran to. Like I
Yeah.
run to the rocket launcher. He's running to. I mean, you know,
So
sniper
that's
rifle.
kind of what we've started doing in Apex. We find our runs where
Yeah.
we know the areas. Now you have special abilities that change the game, but what we do is we land in one place. Wherever we land, we know our next 10 actions, right? Like
Yeah.
loot here, loot here, loot here. They're probably coming in there, turn, post up, get ready. And when they come, it's a little more that way with added special abilities and
Yeah.
stuff that change the game.
See, that's why I play PUBG. It's gunplay. That's all it is.
But
And we land in the same places every time. You know, same buildings. And it's like we hit our buildings and then we depending if we're playing squad, it's like you double up 2 of you and you just clear.
And you
together.
know almost down to a T which chest or which whatever you're looting, right?
Yeah,
Because
I
you
mean, it's
play
like-
with these people
Yeah.
so much. It's
Yeah,
just,
I mean, I play with my brother all the time. And we play duos a lot, and it's
Yeah.
like we land the same places and do the same thing because you know how to play the game together.
So it's
and you know how
funny.
to clear everything.
Cool. It's hot. No, cool.
in Apex, it's like, so you'll land in the same place every time. And half the time you'll die right there landing with people. And you'll end up, it'll be a 2-minute game. But when you get it right
Yeah.
and you're 20 minutes in with like the last 3 other guys, it's great.
and it's one of those like once you're dead, you're out.
No.
You get- no?
If you have a teammate alive, they can pick up your card and call you back in.
Okay.
So that's kind of a cool aspect because
Yeah.
when you kill someone, you got to kill all their teammates too. So you got to
So
kill
I feel like
a
you could
team.
you could like kill somebody and then just set up on them and wait for somebody to come and try to revive them.
Because they only have, so they can either revive them, but then when they die,
Hmm.
they have a card that you can pick up, and you have like 2 minutes to pick it up. So what you'll do is you'll kill somebody all the way, and if they want that teammate back, they got to come get the card. So you'll post up on that.
Yeah, and there's like respawn points. You go call
Yeah.
them out.
Yeah.
And so people will camp their respawn points
Yeah.
too.
So it's almost like a sniper shooting one dude in the leg and waiting for his buddies to come get him in
Pretty
real
much.
life.
They, To me, the thing they got right though is the sniper rifles aren't the go-to. In most,
That angers me about that game.
I love it.
No, because in PUBG, it's like I'm looking for the Car 98 or the M24 so I can just snipe all
No,
game because
see-
it's like one shot, headshot, done. I'm
See,
out.
I
I'm
like
so out
the-
of loop on video
I
games.
like
I really am.
the
What's
going room to
PUBG?
room with my SMG or my shotgun,
Yeah,
and
clearing.
then having the mid-range assault rifle where it's more engaged. It's not like I'm hiding.
They
in
have
the
to be
tree."
at, like they have to be out to kill you.
Camping's not a thing in Apex.
It's not because it's not effective.
I love it. You're not going to get good stats camping, and you're probably going to die.
Next topic.
One of the episodes. I don't remember which one.
Time's up on video game talk.
Oh, I have a movie
You're
recommendation.
gonna lose your audience real quick.
Our guest has something to talk about.
Just try. It's Of Mice and Men. It was made in 1992. and
Of
it
Mice
is-
and Men.
It'll get in the feels, but it's a great movie.
Well, I'm pretty sure everybody had to read that in high
Yes.
school.
I've never
Cliff
read a
Notes.
book.
Not me.
So if you read a book, you're on your own.
I read a book.
I used to read Lewis L'Amour all the time for those
Not that
AR
part. Yeah.
things.
You read a book?
Yeah, I used to have to read all the time. That
What's your
matters for-
favorite book you've ever read?
I do not know.
What's your
Lewis
favorite
L'Amour?
book? I know mine immediately.
What is it?
The Art of the Deal?
Mine would be Ender's Game.
That was a good book.
That was a better movie, though.
Huh?
The movie was better.
Not at all. The movie was. The
The
movie
Halo
was.
books were really good.
Yeah, they are.
The
I'm still
movie-
reading them to this day.
They're awesome.
I'll give it to you. It was okay, but they missed so many of the dynamics.
I thought they'd covered everything.
No, see, because later there's a book written from his friend Bean's perspective,
Yeah, Bean's
which
Game.
is really cool.
Yeah, that was a trash book, though.
He hasn't seen
And that
the
movie was also trash, also.
I didn't like the movie.
I didn't hate it.
The movie was okay, but the book was way
see,
better.
There's that moment in the book
movie
where
was
it
okay,
just
but the
all
book was terrible.
clicks,
Oh yeah, where
And-
you realize that he's controlling live people.
and your whole body like shakes. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That, like you're like, oh my god, it's a kid killing people.
It was a cool movie.
He's killing like mass amounts of aliens and humans at the same time.
What movie were we talking about?
Ender's Game.
I've never seen it.
So
Never
there's
seen
this.
it.
I don't.
think
Worth a watch.
I think it was called
Was the-
something else in the theaters.
Ready Player
Did he
One.
shoot himself?
Yeah,
in the
that's
foot
what it
in
was.
the
Player One, that
movie?
was a good one.
That's
Did
what they
he
called
shoot
it.
himself in
But
the
the book
foot
was
with
called
the
Ender's
movie?
Game.
Is that correct, Deputy
They
Dave?
didn't
Was
have
it?
that scene.
It was Ready Player One.
That
That's-
was a
That
book.
was a good movie. I mean,
The book
No,
was-
It was a book.
Ender's Game is the name of the movie.
No, the book was Ender's Game. The movie was Ready Player One.
No,
Oh,
it
my
wasn't.
God.
Ready Player One is a book of its own too.
Yeah.
No,
See, but
no,
I
Ready
liked
Player
what
One
they did
No.
differently in the book than the movie was.
You're misinforming our listeners.
No, you're
Fake
misinforming
news.
our
No,
listeners.
Ender's
you're
Game
misinforming
is a
our
book
listeners.
and a movie.
You're
Yes.
making our listeners turn it off.
Ready Player One is trash.
Ready Player
Rexo.
One and Ender's Game, the book being Ender's Game, the movie Ready Player One. That's
Oh
why
my God! Stop.
the movie was so
Stop.
much better.
You're
Stop.
yes, the
insulting.
movie was
Stop.
great.
And you've never insulted me. in all the
Unplug your
trash
own
you've talked.
mic, please.
Unplug yourself.
I think you guys got it backwards. You're insulting me.
Oh my God! All right, moving on.
We have a correction. I have a correction.
All right, get to your corrections and fact checks, and I'm out of here.
There was a.
Did you hear about YNW Melly? Do you know what YNW means? This is for you, Kwozo. This is rap news. YNW, you're not welcome. Melly killed his two best friends in Florida. Florida news.
Florida man
Florida man.
Florida man kills his two best friends.
and tries to cover it up.
Tried to cover it up with the help of another man. Made it look like a drive-by. Have you seen YNW Melly and Kanye's new video? Okay, do your corrections from last week, from when
He's hurt.
you already forgot it.
He's hurt his feelings.
All right, let's get out of here. Finally, Kwozo had
No.
feelings we could hurt.
Not yet.
You
What
gotta-
you got, Quo? Bring it here.
I got a topic.
I read another book and I'm gonna pretend like the movie sucked.
How?
No, the movie was good,
Ready Player One. That's great.
but
It was a
I Am
great
Legend
movie,
is
yeah.
not a movie about a book called Omega Man. The book's actually called I Am Legend, because I read the book. Just
Why are you
correct.
bringing up old?
It was based off of.
Omega Man was based off of I Am Legend, the book.
Correct.
Really? I thought there was another one before that.
Pretty much in
It was like Last Man or
Ender's
something
Game,
like that.
Ready Player
No,
One.
it's called I Am Legend because it's the last
Situation.
thing he says, and that's where they got the movie wrong, because he dies.
He dies in the movie.
He does in
too.
the movie too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but the way they did it was wrong, and there's the alternate ending where he doesn't die, which I was really irritated with too, because I wanted the alternate.
All right. So when y'all die, what do you want to happen to your body?
Oh my
Burn it.
God.
Okay, that's how I want. I want a funeral pyre though,
Hell
and it's
yes.
illegal in every state except for Colorado. Did my research.
Oh, good for you. I'm proud of you.
Burn me and send me to Valhalla.
And so I thought it was funny that the only
Everyone's
one
What are they talking
it was
about?
legal in it was Colorado, and I was like, so build my funeral pyre out of a marijuana
Man.
plant.
burning everything's legal in Colorado.
So the I Am Legend thing, where did that come from? Because we talked about that in like episode 3 or something.
Well, because the other day I
Are
was
you behind?
No, I was trying to. I told him on one of the podcasts that there was something else I wanted to, but I couldn't remember what
Correct.
it was. Yeah, and then it hit me.
But you weren't here for that.
I got you.
No, that's why I said I'm done here.
How do you feel about Will Smith as the genie in the Aladdin remake?
I
my
saw
question.
him.
I don't care.
I like
People
I really
got so
like
angry about
Will
that.
Smith, but I saw the genie and it didn't look good.
It doesn't
No,
look
it
No,
doesn't
see,
look like a
when
good
I
genie.
heard it, my first thought was, if there's anybody that would be interesting. So then I went and looked at the trailer, and you watch the whole trailer, and right there, close to the end, it's like, what is that?
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Uh-uh. They need to fix that.
I think
So
it's
the
good.
genie
I
is
guarantee
like,
you it's still under
fine.
rendering. Like,
Surely they
I
need to
hope
fix
it's gotta be.
that.
I mean, the book was better, but it'll be all right.
Rexo's done. Let's just call it.
Yeah, he's got.
You seem pretty done.
The book was great,
What book?
the Aladdin book, but the genie. I mean, that's not what he looked like in the book, but it's all right. He can be Will Smith.
Why can't you find original cartoon Disney movies anymore either? Like I can't.
they all
because
had-
they put them in the vault
In the vault.
And they
That
all-
is a
until
real
they're
thing.
until they're ready to make more money.
The
off of
Lion
them.
King just came out a while back, and it was in there a long time.
And they all
I
have.
was looking for.
Do you want to know the real truth?
Yeah.
Why you can't find Disney on streaming?
I think I know.
They're about to release their own streaming.
That's correct.
Boom.
I heard that also.
Boom.
They are. That's why they canceled Daredevil and
Yep.
Iron Fist.
Do
They
you know
said-
what that means, though?
They said Netflix. Wait a minute.
It
You're
means
making a lot of
Disney's
money.
about to get my money.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
guess who Disney owns?
Marvel.
ESPN.
And
I
They're
was
buying
just
up
guessing.
everything
and Star Wars.
and part of Fox.
The
We're
Star
al-
Wars
we're
book
already
was
seeing
better
that.
than the movie.
For
We're
sure.
we're already seeing it a little bit because Amazon Prime is doing Thursday Night Football, and that's just a little preview. It's coming. We're not going to have to buy cable anymore.
What are you
Well, that's the only thing.
Just
that,
trying to
the
get your
only
beard in the
reason
mic.
cable's
Yeah, get
still
my beard in the
alive is
Yeah.
sports.
And so when Disney starts their own streaming thing like Netflix and Prime, we're going to get college football. We're going to get pro football. It's going to be nice.
I'm gonna appreciate. You're gonna have 17 different services, but whatever.
You heard it here first.
You probably
Dun,
heard
dun,
it other
dun.
places, but
You're the worst.
You are all
Yeah.
the worst.
But especially BG.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here right after you heard it somewhere else.
No one else in here has to watch Paw Patrol all the time either, do y'all?
I do it
Nobody
just for
else.
fun.
I heard there was a
That's-
guy behind all of it
It's
that's
insane.
funding it, and no one knows who it is. Is it
Why
Donald
would
Trump?
you put all the government money into dogs? And you wonder why you have crime. Like it's
Donald Trump.
so aggravating. Probably.
Wait, I'm confused. What's going on with Paw Patrol?
Have you not read the Paw Patrol book?
No, is the government funding Paw Patrol?
No,
No.
Just watch the movie.
Donald Trump is.
The book didn't say that.
what the fuck are we talking about?
Rexo took it off on a tangent, and there's no way back from here. We're lost. Call
No,
it.
I need to tell you guys about something.
Will you call it?
BG, did you ever make a Bitmoji?
Yeah, I did.
I need you to send me that.
I don't know how to do that.
You're not into the Snapogram.
No, I have
Snapagram.
one social media, I guess, and that's Snapchat, and I don't use it.
Let's pod chat
The
this.
Insta Twitter chat.
Yeah.
If you had Snapchat, you should have told me by now because
I have Snapchat.
we could be snapping daily, bro. We would have a
I
streak. by
probably
now.
wouldn't snap.
We had a
daily.
streak. And you
Yeah,
let it
we had
die.
a streak and you let it die.
I don't want
You
streaks
let it
more
die.
than I want a 4-day-old streak. That's it.
Oh, that's all you want?
Yeah.
Because we had almost a year.
No, I won't never let like the year streak die on purpose,
Y'all some teenage girls.
but I will let the 3 streaks die. Me and Jeff get a 3-day streak,
I
and
used
I
to
turn
make
off
fun of
Snapchat for a day.
Everybody
Make
at
sure.
work for having Snapchat, and then now I have like 300-day streak.
I do not believe in aliens.
That's
So you
sad.
don't think
Me
that
either.
out of all the billions of stars and quadrillions of planets, there's
when
an
you-
alien out there?
When you say you don't believe in
aliens on
aliens-
another planet, it's a
You
bacteria.
don't think in 15
I mean-
billion years they would have found us by now?
Maybe they don't want anything to do with us because we're a bunch of backwoods rejects.
That's 100%.
Well, we got to talk about the Great Filter if we're really going to talk
Oh yeah,
about this.
the Fermi paradox.
Yeah. If you really, really want to get into this, there's a lot of different ways to look at it.
True.
Or we could see you next time on the Rock the Beat podcast. Thank you for tuning in. This has been thank you, Evan, for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
Worst podcast yet.
Hope you enjoyed it. Follow us and friend us on Facebook at Rock the Beat Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at RTBPod.
You've been listening to the podcast, now it's over. I wrote this here just so we could have closure. RTB took you on an odyssey as we headed out the park like a walk-off homer. This is the end, this is the end. If you're still listening, you can probably turn it off now. Unless you're looking for these outro bars, then I'ma go hard till the neighbors call the cops. And I gotta tell them, hey, I know Deputy Dave and Bobby G say, let Rexo Kwozo play. You've been listening to the podcast, now it's over. I told you, turn it off, but you're still here. I suppose I can keep putting flows in your ears till you're bleeding out your nose or until you can't hear. I suppose I should let you know about the email, rtbpod@gmail. Hit us up, let us know if you think we failed. Tell us why, don't leave out a single detail, cause we need the criticism, we need you to tell us when we need to do it different. Just bring it to our attention. You know our minds been living in different dimensions, and it might be time to bend and switch up the rhythm. I don't know, I can't say. It's all I wrote for the outro, so hey, thanks for listening, and this is goodbye. And I hate to say this every time, but subscribe.
You win. Perfect.